Why are we so divided and can we fix it? This was a CBS headline that I saw while I was training a client in a community center gym. The sound wasn't on, there was no subtitles, so I couldn't see what they were talking about, but I just saw the headline. And for me, this marks a huge improvement in what I've seen in the past on the news media. CBS, big company, one of the top, right? Well, most of the headlines that I've seen in the past were one side attacking the other. How stupid is the other side? Why do they do this? I can't believe they did this. We're the greatest thing. Trump's going to save us. Hillary or Biden or whoever on the left Kamala is going to save us. They're going to do these great things. It was always pumping one side up or completely tearing the other side down. And this was, I know it's just asking a question, why are we so divided? And can we fix it? But why are we so divided? It's, hey, why are we so divided? Versus, we're divided and you're an idiot if you think differently. That's what I've noticed in regard to the media that everything was down to. You're terrible, you're a Nazi, versus, hey, could there be some reason why we're divided? There's some difference. Now, maybe in that news piece, they were talking about, well, we're divided because Donald Trump is the reason why, or because of whatever reason, and it's because he's a Nazi. Let's just say, right? So I don't know, but what I'm saying is that headline then says, can we fix it? So to me, that sounds optimistic. Again, I could be completely wrong. They could say we can never fix it. Donald Trump needs to be put in jail, and that was the whole article. But it doesn't seem like that to me. It had a softer tone to it. And it feels like that in the country, to me, just after the election results. It seems like the country, especially the news media, some of the sides aren't doing this, but I feel like there is a calming effect saying, hey, this happened, we're moving on, Trump is going to come in and he's going to do his thing, but he wasn't what the media said he was, because look at the voting turnout. The voting turnout showed that the people of this country, because of the popular vote, they don't believe what the news media says about him being a Nazi and him wanting to do. I talked about this on one of the other things. They completely took him out of context to the point I was like, I couldn't believe that they would go to that length to try to act like he was trying to, I think it was about Liz Cheney, say that he wants to put her in front of a firing squad. It was wild, the stuff that they were doing. And that's what I was expecting from the news media. Whereas this, I see this from CBS and I go, maybe they're actually open to the idea that, hey, we have this division in our country and we're looking for reconciliation. How can we fix it? Could we come together? Now, another point, what happened with Trump and Biden? They met. And I know that's customary for you to do when you're the president and then the president-elect. Well, I mean, Biden had a big smile on his face. So what was interesting to me is I saw that was posted, and then I looked at the comments. The comments will kind of give you an insight into certain parts of the country, certain demographics. But what I noticed was this post was coming from a Trump supporting area, right? So that the account that did it was obviously there are going to be more Trump supporters. But I looked at the comments, and what did the comments say? Hey, Biden finally looks happy, right? That's a genuine smile. Hey, we don't agree with his policies, but we're glad that he looks okay. Like, there were positive comments in Biden's direction. Hey, I'm glad that they were able to sit down. I'm glad that they were able to, do this. It was very interesting to me because it feels like we had this big divisions time where the COVID pandemic happened. We were the most divided we ever were in these last 4 years. And then they were pushing to talk about Trump in one way. The country needs this healing, whether you agree with Trump or not. We need to get away from this corruption. We need to get away from these proxy wars. We need to get away from healthcare just telling us to put a mask on and get vaccinated instead of thinking about our health in healthcare. What a concept, health and healthcare. RFK has been talking about this, make America healthy again. I made a video on that. It's a healthy again. It's like health. Let's put some health in healthcare instead of sick management. Let's actually make it health care, prevention, and helping people do things that are going to change their habits that can create health versus just putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. So I feel like our country sees that. And whether you're left, right, Democrat, Republican, I think we can all agree that we don't want to be in proxy wars that have nothing to do with us, that just destroy our life and destroy other life for the benefit of the military industrial complex, rich people getting richer while poor people in other countries get worse. We take their resources or whatever it is that we're in for. I don't think anybody agrees with that. I don't think anybody wants healthcare companies benefiting off of our disease while we get more sick. I don't think that's a good option. So a lot of these concepts, a lot of these things, I think the average person, whether you're on the left or the right, they both agree. And so I feel like that came out in the vote. We're done with this division. When I see a headline from CBS talking about, can we fix it? Whether or not they actually went through with that, and like I said, I don't know what they actually talked about because it was on mute and I was training. I just saw it, I took a picture, and I wanted to make a video on it because I thought it was a change from what I've seen. What I've seen is division, Nazi, threat, he wants to kill people, we're the greatest thing since sliced bread, they're trying to take away your rights, all this kind of stuff, versus now, hey, we are divided, but can we bring it back together? Can we reconcile? Then I see that picture of Trump and Biden, and I go, this is interesting. Then I read the comments. Wow, they're not spewing fuck Joe Biden, all this stuff like they used to. So it's to me, it seems like we're in this healing phase, or we're starting this. Now, I'm going to make another video following up on this, talking about, are we in the first turning? Did we get through that fourth turning? Or do we still have some more time to go? I don't know. I don't know if this was, I kind of look at the Joe Rogan interview, it might have been the breaking point that pushed us into building. Now, I still think that there might be other challenges ahead, whether that comes from within or outside. I think there might be more challenges, but I think we might be better equipped to do so. We might be better equipped to come together. Kind of like when World War II happened, it was this terrible thing, but the country came together and we worked for a common cause. Maybe that's where we're at mentally, where now if something does happen, a threat happens, we're more connected, and then we can actually fight together versus fighting each other. Can we fix it? Can we come back together and reconcile our differences to help against a worse evil? I don't know if there's that worse evil out there. Anything can happen tomorrow, but maybe we've turned from looking negatively and we're at that bottom of the fourth turning. Maybe we're kind of making our way out of it. And then maybe if we can put some of these policies in, we can get rid of this corruption, that we can turn the tide and break us into the first turning. So I think that just quick little snapshot of what the news is talking about is indicative of what's happening in our country, which I think is reconciliation. I think that was shown in the election results when the majority vote now, which normally always goes to the Democrats, the Republicans won the majority vote with Trump. And I think that's a sign that says, hey, we're done with this. We want to have some semblance of reality because people are people. And I feel like that's what the Democrat Party lost, is they lost because they were so disconnected to what the people actually want. They were looking at a small minority of the population saying that these were the people that represent the rest of us. And I think the rest of us said, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? We have these basic things that we want, and those things aren't even getting done. So this party over here makes more sense by what they're, now they could screw it up. Like I've talked about before, this could all go to hell in a handbasket very quickly. But I think that maybe the country's taking a turn. Even you're going to start seeing the news media start taking a turn because they know they can't get away with it anymore. They saw it in the election results. They told everyone it was going to be close. It wasn't close at all. Not only that, the popular vote went. That is insane to me. That shows you that they don't have the influence that they had because they were trying to do all this smear campaign before. So I look at that and I go, this could be a change. The news companies might say, well, we got to report the actual news now instead of just propaganda. Like, it could be that point. I don't know, but I just thought it was more uplifting, and I thought it was just interesting to see that headline. What do you think? Where do you think we're going? Do you think this is good? Do you think this was bad? Where can we go from here? Again, like I said, things could change and things could get worse. Things might be worse on the horizon, but we might be more galvanized together, and that would be a good thing. We want a strong country if we're going to be attacked. So that's all I got for you today. Maybe we'll talk about fourth turning and first turning, what's going on with that in the next video. But that was a little taste of that. And until tomorrow, I'll see you then.